Hello everyone, welcome back. I know it's been a few weeks now, probably about 2 if I'm not incorrect, but this is a different type of video. It's not unusual when I, insult people on the internet for fun. It's actually about war crimes. It's about the Australian S.A.S.R. Being accused of war crimes. Of course, they found, I think it was about maybe 4 of them that actually did commit war crimes, but I found a video on YouTube about the S.A.S.R, like an edit, what I've done on my Instagram. I'll show a few small seconds of them. Well, I found one, showing off the S.A.S.R, and there's a few comments which some are defending them. I actually made a few points, which I'll also say here to you guys. And a few saying that they're war criminals and they should be trapped in jail, which a few of them were, which good thing of course. But anyway, I'll show you the first picture I took of the comment section, and then yeah, alright. Well, here it is. Of course, I didn't read properly into, I think it's the first one. Someone says the allegations have been dropped. Now, I cannot confirm or deny this, but I can add my personal opinion here. Yes, there is a video of them shooting a so-called unarmed Afghan fields farmer. Of course, they didn't know at the time, right? They had no idea. Of course, that doesn't justify it. You didn't have an idea. Like the siege of Jaderville in the 60s. Yeah, I know. If you want to watch what I'm talking about, you just watch it on Netflix. It's called Siege of Jaderville. Good movie. Anyway, they say how the allegations were dropped. Now, like I said, I cannot confirm or deny this. I can only add my personal opinion. And to say that all of them are war criminals, if you want to say that, then wouldn't that mean all Germans, all German military hates Jewish people? No, because that was a small part of their history and a small part of the country that did that years ago. Same thing for here, right? There's how many? I think there's like about 150 different large platoons, or not platoons, it's companies, the large ones. It's even platoons of companies, the big ones. And each squad is normally about 8 people. So say 8. I think there's about 5 of them that were accused of war crimes. There's 5 of 8, and there's about 8. Well, it's about 8 squads in a what's it called? I think that's about 20. What is that? About 32 people, right? When times that by 2, because it's about twice as many people in a platoon, for example, and then there's 3 times as much in a company. And if there's about 150 companies, there's probably about 1,500-ish, maybe S.A.S.R current in-service operators. There's 5 of them who committed war crimes. To say that all war criminals is a bit not right. Just like, for example, in America, people say guns cause violence and all that. I don't honestly agree with this, and not just America, but worldwide. People say guns cause violence. I don't fully believe that, as well as a heap of people in the gun community, gun pros and all that. Guns don't cause violence, people cause violence. Guns don't kill people, people kill people. It's pretty simple. Like with knives in England, you know, knives don't kill people, people kill people with knives. It's pretty simple. But, here's the second comment section. This one, I think, mostly got me annoyed. I think it's this one at least, I'm not sure, because I don't have it open. I'm too lazy to open it. But, yeah, here it is. Right. That's probably been the final thing I have to say. It's a very short video, but I didn't want to say too much, just in case I get, I say something wrong and I get in trouble for it, which I don't want to, because I just want to put personal opinion out on this. I'm currently reading the comment section, and it says, okay, here's one from Buddha. I'm not trying to be racist, that's literally his username, alright? War criminals are based on committing war crimes in World War III. Don't know what you're talking about World War III, we haven't had one. Closest one we've had probably the Cold War, but another one, defending them, actually two of them, just Pogfish. You can't make out all of them to be war criminals due to the fact of an act of few of them. Like I said earlier. And another one from Lando1 Games with a Z because you're an absolute tosser. Yeah, the Taliban are war criminals. That's also a good point. Do you see Australian troops, for example, and British, and American, and the Yanks, the lower part of America, the southern part, and India, and I don't know, Germany, or Scotland, or Ireland, or Russia, using civilians in this modern day, in the 21st century, 2022, because this is now New Year, as I'm recording this. Do they use people as bombs? No. Do the Taliban? Yes, they do. All three of the main terrorist groups, two of them I believe were wiped out by the fat American Yanks and the Americans, Al-Qaeda and ISIS. And of course the Taliban, but of course the Talibs won because the Yanks are the job. Al-Qaeda failed because of some higher up was assassinated. And ISIS was pretty much depleted because of the assassination of Osama bin Laden in 2014. I'm pretty sure it was either 2014 or 2015 when Navy SEALs went in and did that. Yeah. And I click over to the third one, the final one. This is when I state my opinion. Oh, I have one more comment, and this is also what I have to say. Dream job, not gonna lie. Same here. Bet you don't get caught committing war crimes. Just one or two units of war crimes doesn't mean the whole special forces do war crimes. That's what I said earlier. Only one or two squads, and then it goes squads, units, and then one or two units. So there's probably about maybe 8 people, maybe 9, maybe 10, somewhere around there, or about 1,500. I was joking. Don't take these type of things so seriously. And I come in, not happy, you can probably tell, I'm not bloody happy. No, to make a joke about war crimes is not a laughing stock, like an Eddie, I think it's Max something. Case, a US Navy SEAL, accused of killing an unarmed civ in 2014, I believe. It was a story of Eddie Max something, 2014, his whole company accused him of war crimes because there was an injured Tali civilian and he had to cut right here to give him breathing hole. I don't remember what the exact medical term is, but you have to cut right here at the Adam's apple to let air in because he can't breathe out of his mouth. And the civilian actually survived, but eventually died from a terrorist attack from, I think this was in Afghanistan, or yeah, Afghan. And like, I don't know how to bloody say his name, the guy who was defending with me said it was only one or so units in the S.A.S.R. There are believed to be 38 or 38-ish companies. Probably more, I don't know. Don't quote me on this. Now, I don't know anyone, honestly, in the actual service. I've met a few people before. One of them was actually in the S.A.S.R. and another one was actually in the S.A.S.R. I didn't meet him in person. I talked to him on the phone. He's from the S.A.S., the British one. And he asked me about it. Well, I asked him about this, and he said he didn't know much about it and he would get back to me. I haven't talked to him in a while, so I don't know. Now, put this nice and simple, I don't agree with war crimes. I'll make that clear. I do not agree with war crimes. They're not okay. The Russians did it when there was the Soviet Union, from the 30s to the 90s, right, until they collapsed in 1991, and formed in the 1922, and then collapsed in 1991. So 69 years of war crimes from Russia. 6 years-ish, 6 or maybe 7 years from Germany in the just before and during the Second World War for the gassings and burnings of Jewish, black, and disabled. 10 million of them were killed. That's a war crime. Using civilians as bombs, as suicide vests. What the Taliban does, that is a war crime. You're using someone else's lives to kill another. I mean, if you think about it, technically everything higher up, like generals and all that, are committing war crime, but it's a different way, because you're not strapping a big bomb on a plate carrier and running at someone, and then, or driving a car and but what the Australians did, I believe the mission they were on at the time was to actually hunt down someone and execute them, or kill them, like end them. They were very high priority in the Taliban resistance, whatever it was bloody called. Like, they were working with the Taliban, they were pretty high up in the ranking, and they were sent to kill them, and they were from. But of course, I don't know, so I was not there. I've just watched footage from the helmet cam, which I will play at the end of the video. But yeah, so back to Eddie's story. He was chucked in jail for about 5 years because of it. And later he was, like, all charges were dismissed, of course, but you can't, and I've said, like I said this, you can't just accuse someone of war crimes because they look like they're doing something wrong, even though you haven't seen the whole video. Like with police-related videos I used to make, and I might do some more as this, as Angry Drill Sergeant. But you really only see to protect oh my god, I can't say it, the view of the civilian who just walked up during the, say, arrest. You don't see what happened before, or what happened leading up to what happened. He could have been robbed a bank and killed people, and then when the police are tackling him, you go, oh look, racism or hate speech or whatever. Same thing for white people. Racism doesn't just stand to one race, and yes, I'm not going to use a dictionary to prove this point, but the literal definition is it doesn't just stand for one race, it's for all races: white, black, Asian, white. Yeah, it doesn't, it just doesn't work. When you see it, like, when you see a video, do you first believe it, especially on the internet? Like, oh look, someone got vaccinated, for example. This will be a later video, problem with anti-vaxxers and anti-everything else, because they're all a bunch of blithering idiots. Someone got vaccinated and they died from a completely different thing, but anti-vaxxers will connect those two and say, oh, it's the vaccine. It won't work like that. It doesn't. Vaccines do not cause autism. I know I might sound silly saying this, and a few people might disagree with me, but guess what? I don't care. They don't cause autism. They don't have bloody magnets in them. They don't have bloody tracking chips, because they're not big enough, or small enough, I should say. I realised now I've been rambling on about something completely different what the whole video is about. But back to the main point. These men, because most of them are men, I think only there was one female, was accused of war crimes, and the whole S.A.S.R, Australian Special Forces, Special Air Service Regiment, or just Special Air Services, were accused. The entire thing was accused of war crimes because of what let's say 2 units, so about 10-ish people, did in Afghanistan, without the full knowledge of what happened before. You don't know. And the only reason this was actually brought into light a lot was people taking it out of context. And I'm honestly not here to put a lot of light onto it, nor take it off. I just want to state my opinion and my personal opinion on the military and history and how the military works. But anyway, thank you everyone for watching. I've been rambling for 10 minutes now on this last slide. Not slide, section, whatever. Thank you everyone for watching, and have a good day if, you're vaccinated.
From very close range. He then turns to the dog handler.
Alright, mate, stop. Drop this cunt! Quake, no! Quake, stop! Leave! Quake! Leave! Heal.
3 shots from close range. The Afghan is dead.